inaugurated, and it is equipped, and over the next 6 months it will be further equipped for extremely sophisticated analysis, but not with academic reports, but with actually functionally relevant and actionable reports for industry, business and government. So that was inaugurated today. The driver is a different creature. In electric trucks, a driver can make 15 plus minus 15% energy difference consumption. So we need the drivers to start getting familiar. Nothing like a simulator for that. So one low-cost simulator has been inaugurated today. And of course, we are launching a whole host of remote learning initiatives. Extremely well received, and many more being launched now. So what's the plan over time as we go forward? COSET has become a kind of nodal point for policy, etc. for trucks. We want to now start leveraging that nodal capability to start pushing numbers. If the government aspires to 10,000 trucks over dash period, COSET should deliver 15,000. And for that, there are truckers to be taken care of, OEMs to be taken care of. It's not a joke. Financing to be taken care of, logistics, quite a few. But COSET needs to understand that, needs to work on it, find solutions, enable, so that COSET makes a difference on truck adoption. So this is the first plan and objective. The next one, we are hoping that we will be able to start a national center for e-mobility in the Pondicherry campus with as part of the Automotive Mission Plan 2047, where this will be purely for the e-mobility stream. And a strong collaborative network. Nobody nowadays can succeed or excel in isolation. You need partners, you need other academic institutions as partners, you need other industry and other sectors to be partners. So this center needs to start delivering that collaborative capability in a predictable, framework, transparent manner. Not something left to individuals, but left to the structure itself. So we need to come up with that. And 3 special aspects to deal with. First, I've been passionate about this, so I'll press my point again. India, trucks consume 45% of your fuel and 45% of your emissions. We should go after trucks. We should stay focused and make sure trucks become, they help me give energy security for the country, right? So that's the first one. I think COSET should drive this. India also typically has not had a track record on doing exploratory research, where you try and do things and fail, knowing that there is a possibility to fail. So exploratory research is not very good in India. PSA's office has helped us a lot in designing those and identifying quite a few. Now the National Center needs to start enabling this so that we become like, even Israel is not enough of a benchmark. We need to be better than Israel. We've got the talent for it. We don't have the mindset, and we don't have the framework for it. And I think NSIM should be able to drive that kind of exploratory programs. And the last point I wanted to make, I think we need a framework of flexible, powerful projects which are driven by the country's requirement rather than any specific company's requirement. And we need to drive these projects in order to increase adoption of e-mobility. Very ambitious, actually very ambiguous also. So it is going to be a challenge to identify these jointly with industry and government and then work on those. So I think if we are able to kind of treat these as the border walls and retain flexibility within these walls, we should be able to achieve quite a lot. So this is the context for what we are launching today. We'll be seeing something for safe electrification of trucks. We'll be seeing something for launch of the web-enabled products, etc. So we thought first we'll share with you what our objectives are, our plans are, and then we'll go forward with the launches. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Karthik. I now request our Director, Professor Kamakoti, to share his thoughts, please.
Dr. Qureshi, Dr. Preeti, Mr. Banerjee, all dignitaries, Manu, Karthik, Today is launch of 9 important initiatives under e-mobility, the Navaratna I can call. It's very important as we have a commitment towards zero emission. There are multiple ways by which we need to look at as a country where we save energy, and as Karthik put it, 45% of our energy, the form of fuels, is consumed by trucks. And one of the biggest initiative today is to get the zero emission trucking, and for that, good battery, good range, good size, safety, all these things form together. I think the center has been going from strength to strength. Thanks to the PSA's office for continuously supporting us, and I hope you will continue to support us in getting all these things as a single framework. So what we have done today is to bring all these research that is happening into one common focus, so that within a few years we will be in a position to not just talk about our research, but also see how our research translates to important deliverables in the area of reducing our carbon emission. And that's the objective here. I'm also very happy to inform that Auroville will be giving us 100 acres of land in Pondicherry. So we are going to set up our sustainability campus there. As you know, IIT Madras today has 3 campuses. This is a main campus. We have a campus at Zanzibar in Africa. We also have a campus 25 kilometers away, the Tayur campus, which we call as the Discovery campus. The sustainability campus that we start in Auroville, which is also completely aligned to the different objectives of Auroville, that we will be working on all the sustainable development goals, the 17 goals, in which energy also plays a very important role. Energy has its manifestation in many goals, including climatic condition, environment, etc. So we will be setting up close to 20 acres in that for the COSET, the Center of Excellence in Zero Emission Trucking. We have been doing quite well in terms of setting up things. For the first time, we have the longest track in Asia for the Hyperloop. Similarly, we'll have one of the world-class center for testing trucks, especially electric trucks. And that is what is our aim in this initiative. Human capacity building is also extremely important. I'm also happy that we'll be launching a very interesting course on e-mobility. These courses are very well sorted after. We have launched several certificate small courses and programs. We have seen a lot of interest across many disciplines, not just electrical engineering, but it's also more of mechanical, other aspects of engineering, and chemical people, chemistry. Many of them are joining these courses to understand the entire game of electrification, specifically in transportation. So overall, I wish that all these 9 initiatives, the Navaratna I could call, find its full objective. And as far as IIT Madras is concerned, we will continue to give these full support to see that these initiatives become extremely successful. I also take this opportunity to request the PSA's office, Mr. Banerjee and also Mr. Qureshi, for their full support in seeing many of these initiatives go. Again, I repeat, as Karthik put in his last part of his slide, that this is not a car that we can have one driver who can run it. This is a temple car which the whole nation has to pull together. இது ஒரு நபர் ஓட்டும் கார் இல்லை, இது ஊர் கூடி இருக்கும் தேர். So we have all to join together, the academia, the industry, all of us to have to join together to see that this is extremely successful. And I have no doubts that 45% fuel, if we are able to even cut by 50% of that, will make a significant impact in many, many angles for our country. Not just carbon emission, but also on the economic side. I think our imports will also decrease. Thank you very much for your presence today, and let us all work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kamakoti. Now we come to the release of a few related items on today's agenda. The first one is a release of a technical study carried out on the safe battery chemistries for heavy trucks, particularly carrying inflammable and hazardous goods. Right. So, as we know, there are quite a few petroleum tankers and LPG bulkers and so on, right? So if we want to transition to zero emission trucking and particularly battery electric trucks for that sector, our institute, along with SEAT, carried out a methodical study and has come up with recommendations. May I request Dr. Hanif Qureshi to kindly release the report, please. Thank you, Dr. Qureshi. IIT Madras, fundamentally being an academic institution, we are always motivated to launch degree programs, right? So, in that context, it's also like very appropriate that we have Professor Pratap, Dean Academic Courses, here with us, who has been a very constant source of support and encouragement. So, our institute has launched a web-enabled MTech in e-mobility with the approval of our Senate and Board of Governors for working professionals. I request our Director, Professor Kamakoti, to launch that program, please. Thank you, Professor Kamakoti. As part of other programs for working professionals, through our Center for Outreach and Digital Education at IIT Madras, so we have been launching several certification programs for working professionals in the domain of electric mobility and electric vehicles. So I request Professor Manu to launch those programs, please. Thank you, Professor Manu. And one of the important aspects with regards to operating battery electric trucks in our country as diverse as ours is that these trucks have to operate under extreme temperatures, which can go as high as 50, 55 degrees Celsius to extremely low temperatures that go into minus 20 or minus 40 degrees Celsius, right? And they also need to wade through floodwaters, when it rains heavily. And trucks may be overloaded in our country also, right? So given all these practical aspects which are also unique to our country, we are now launching a report on failure modes and effect analysis for battery electric trucks. I request Dr. Preeti Bansal to kindly do the honors, please. Thank you, ma'am. So, as our director mentioned, one of the important aspects of battery electric trucks is its safety. So, at COZED, we have initiated several programs to essentially educate various stakeholders about safe operation of this class of vehicles. So, we are preparing materials that depends on the stakeholders, who would want to use them, like fleet operators or first responders and so on. And also the location at which, these materials will be required, for example, on the road or in docking stations or unloading stations and so on. So we are happy to launch several such safety initiatives. May I request Mr. Banerjee to kindly release them, please. Yes, please. Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. I thank all our dignitaries for launching these initiatives. May I now request Dr. Hanif Qureshi to share his thoughts with us, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Respected Director, IIT Madras, Professor Kamakoti, Professor Santhanam, Dr. Bansal, Mr. Prashant, Professor Karthik, all dear friends. So, electric vehicles are not a new phenomenon. In 1890, electric vehicles have been going on since 1890, and at the turn of the century, the sale of vehicles comprised more than 50% electric vehicles. But then the technological advancements in extraction of petroleum and processing left the EVs behind. So now we have a renewed interest in electric vehicles. Unfortunately, India was a little late in adopting to EVs. We only really started in 2015 when the Government of India launched the Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Electric Vehicles program. The rest of the world, China and others, started in 1996-97. That is when heavy investments were made into EVs and advanced materials processes. But now certainly the Government of India has a very strong focus on the development of electric vehicles, charging infrastructure and other associated technologies. But the focus is not only on the increase in the number of EVs. The condition is that they must be indigenous. There are countries in the world who have imported electric vehicles, who have zero imports, like South Africa, Australia. There you'll find a lot of EVs, the Gulf countries, but their local industry is non-existent. We have to look at our growth of the local industry, and that is why in all the Government of India schemes, wherever subsidies are provided, there is a condition of 50% of domestic value addition, or there is a phased manufacturing program. Therefore, we want electric vehicles, but we want our industry to develop the technologies and to manufacture them in India as far as possible. The Government of India has a number of schemes and initiatives to support electrification. One of them is the Production Linked Incentive Scheme for Automobiles, the PLI Auto Scheme, which is run by the Ministry of Heavy Industries. It has got an outlay of 26,000 crores. And it is meant to give incentives to the OEMs who are manufacturing electric vehicles or hydrogen vehicles, or the components of electric vehicles and hydrogen vehicles. And why are incentives required? The cost of manufacturing automobiles in India is significantly higher than in many parts of the world. For example, in Europe, most of the components in European manufacturing factories are sourced from within Europe, where they employ zero duties there. Here, components have to be imported. So that increases the cost. Our steel, lot of steel we are producing, which is a major raw material, but lot of auto grade high strength steel we have to import, and that is of high cost. Therefore, there is a disadvantage for a person who wants to manufacture vehicles in India, and that is why the PLI auto scheme is there to offset this manufacturing disabilities. Even after the PLI auto scheme, we find that the upfront cost of electric vehicles is a little higher than that of ICE vehicles. That is why we have the FAME scheme was there, and now recently in October we launched the Prime Minister Electric Drive Revolution in Innovative Vehicle Technology, or the PM E-Drive scheme. It is under the PM E-Drive scheme that we have 500 crore rupees for development of electric trucks. And we have 2,000 crore rupees for development of charging infrastructure. And this charging infrastructure is not only for electric trucks, buses, but for all categories of vehicles. And only fast chargers are covered under the scheme. So most of the chargers right now, if you look at the Ministry of Power data, there are about 32,500 chargers in the country, and about 60 to 70% are slow chargers. So most people charge at home only, about 80% charge at home, and there are slow chargers is fine. But for public charging, we need fast chargers, because people do not have so much time that they'll wait for 5 hours or 6 hours. Therefore, in order to go to the electrification of electric vehicles, I think charging infrastructure is going to play a major role. The other important component which we miss is the advanced chemistry cells. As you know that about 40 to 45% of the cost of the EV comes from the batteries. All of it has to be imported. We are not making a single cell in the country as of now, except ISRO is making some specialized cells for the spaceship program, and Maruti Suzuki is making some cells for some specialized application, but no large scale production is there. So the Government of India launched a PLI scheme for advanced chemistry cell. It is a 18,000 crore rupee scheme where manufacturers are incentivized to make those cells in the country. 3 manufacturers have already started making them: Ola, Reliance and Rajesh Exports. And I think from the next year probably commercial production to start. They are still in the process of testing, and the initial stages are there. So in view of these enablers from the government and from the effort of the industry and R&D, I think we are now at a position where Niti Aayog has said that the electric vehicles will grow at a rate of 49% CAGR till 2030. That is a pretty amazing rate. Even now we are producing the world's highest number of two-wheelers in the country, three-wheelers. And two-wheelers also we are highest. I mean, China is of course, but what we have is the high-speed two-wheelers. Those are the highest in India. China has a lot of low-speed two-wheelers, which are less than 25 kilometers an hour. But as far as trucks are concerned, we are, if not light years, then miles away from where we need to be. About 8 lakh trucks, diesel trucks, were registered in the country last year, out of which about 2,500 were the N3 category, which is the 12 ton to 55 tons, the heavier category. Rest of them were the smaller ones. Smaller ones, electrification is picking up, but the challenge is for the heavier trucks. In China, there are about 80,000 electric trucks as of now which are running. Europe has about 11,000. And in India, we have 550 electric trucks which were registered last year. So we are next to zero. And out of those 550 trucks, 350 trucks are BYD trucks which are directly imported. Only 200 were made by Indian companies. We have 5 companies as of now which are making trucks, which are from, say, 3.5 ton to 55 tons. So we are severely lacking in the technology to manufacture trucks. We have to import most of the components, most of the DC-DC converters, most of the traction motors, all of battery management system. We are not making any battery management system for trucks or buses in the country. All of it is imported. In 2 and 3 wheelers, we are making it, but not in buses and trucks. Therefore, that is why I was talking to Karthik in the morning, that the initiative by COSET could not have come at a more opportune moment. This is the moment where India can take a leadership role in rolling out electric buses, electric trucks, heavy duty vehicles in the country. We are in talks with the United States about technology and financial products which go into making of electric buses. The buses are very costly. One bus and one truck cost 1 crore, 1.25 crores. Diesel equivalents are 35 lakhs, 40 lakhs. So you not only need technology, but you need innovative financial products to push these products into the market. People are going to pay for it. Why will they pay more? And unless private capital is unlocked into the ecosystem of buses and trucks, we cannot hope to achieve success. Therefore, we have to look at efficient utilization of resources, better technology at cheaper prices. So, I would say that we must be cognizant of the direction in which the country needs to go. The Prime Minister has often stressed the importance of electric vehicles, of zero emission vehicles, and that is reflected in the various schemes and programs launched by the Government of India. But that must be complemented with homegrown technology. And that technology which is resilient, which is good, which is available at competitive prices. Already the prices of batteries are coming down. And it is not only lithium ion, though in the world now more than 95% batteries use lithium ion, but there's a lot of emphasis on sodium ion also. People are talking of aluminium air also. There are many technologies are there. Solid state is there. We need to look at all of those technologies. Therefore, I would say that there is a need to collaborate where, sometimes in the government we are thinking that, from where to get these studies? From where to the well-to-wheel emissions? From where do we get that data? And the studies are few and far between. And policies cannot be made without data. That's only guesswork. Therefore, I think academic institutions must become the repository of that data, repository of those solid evidence-based research where we can put our money to. It is the taxpayers' money. It can't be spent on whims and fancies. If you spend a day with me when I am explaining to the Ministry of Finance that how we need this money, then you would know that what scrutiny every ministry has to undergo. And that is where these research reports would come. There was a study which we saw when we were discussing about GST on hybrids. There was a study conducted which was done in some other country, financed by some OEM. How good it would have been if it was an unbiased Indian study where we can place our bets. That's where, that's what we want to, information when we have to take decisions. Therefore, I think this is an opportunity which may not come for a long time. We have missed the ICE revolution, but we should not miss the electric vehicle revolution. And it is not only in trucks or buses or two-wheelers or three-wheelers, but in different emerging technologies. We have now tractors, electric tractors are there. We have drones. And along with that, as I said earlier, we need financial engineering. We need financial products. The Government of India is in touch with several banks and several Department of Financial Services. How can we, modulate those resources to come together? I've also mentioned about an experience center where when we talk to states that, okay, we want to roll out electric buses or trucks, I mean, few people in COSET or some government ministries or PSA know about electric buses or trucks, but the vast majority doesn't know. There is no electric, this does not work. What is this? So we have to create some experience centers where people can come and see, oh, this is an electric truck, this is an electric bus. This is possible, this is practical, this is good. So they become champions of the change which we want to introduce. This change cannot come from a few people. And that is also an area where we need to think, where we need to do something about it. We want more push from more people so that India takes its rightful place in the Committee of Nations. And we can do that. The amazing work which COSET has done. I visited their labs, the quality of the work which they are doing. My best wishes are with them. And I hope that they continue to collaborate with the industry, with the government, so that the national values are there. Towards what end we have to do. Of course, basic research is good in any area. I'm not denying that. But we also need to think about where is the maximum bang for our buck. That also we need to think about. So I would thank everyone and for inviting me here and showing me such a beautiful work which you are doing. And I hope to continue to collaborate with IIT Madras on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Qureshi. May I now invite Dr. Preeti Bansal, Advisor and Scientist G, PSA Office, to share her thoughts, please.
Thank you very much, Professor Shankar. So, Professor Kamakurti ji, Director IIT Madras, Dr. Qureshi, Additional Secretary MHI, Mr. P.K. Banerjee, Professor Santanam, Dean IIT Madras, Kartik Atmanathan ji, PSC Fellow, and of course the adjunct faculty here, IIT Madras. Distinguished faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. I would like to congratulate Dr. Qureshi for giving a 360-degree perspective of e-mobility, how government thinks about spending money, and how academia should come out with supporting data and the work. So I would just like to just touch upon the existing work of the PSA office in the e-mobility domain. The PSA, as you know, is heading the Prime Minister Science, Technology and Advisory Innovation Council. And as a chair of PMSTAC, during its first meeting in the year 2018, electric vehicle mission was approved by the PMSTAC. And it is hosted in the PSA office. And MHI was identified as the implementation agency for this mission. And of course, DST, Niti Aayog, Ministry of Power, among others, were identified as support agencies for this mission. And under this mission, PSA office created consultative group on future transportation, consultative group on e-mobility, with the help of COGET, the Bharat Policy Advisory Panel, so on and so forth. And through these interventions, we could come out with a few standards for the charging and a series of documents, Zero Emission Trucks Policy Technical Roadmap, Bharat Policy Advisory, E-Mobility R&D Roadmap. So the basic idea behind these intervention is to act as to provide kind of top advisory to various ministries and stakeholders and give them a sort of direction, in which direction now we should go if we want to take leadership in the e-mobility domain. And we are so happy that during this journey we have closely worked with IIT Madras. Since last 3 years we are collaborating with IIT Madras. COSET has been a technology partner for our technical roadmap document and the virus policy advisory. And we are also doing some work, a series of documents are coming up, which PSO office will officially release after ratification by our advisory panel. And many more to come going forward. We are willing to closely engage with this proposed national center whenever it comes and the new campus in the interest of the nation. I think I would like to, many works, Mr. Banerjee is going to talk about what CM is doing, particularly their work in the different kind of fuels have got accolades by the international community. So all these things are going together, and for creating enabling ecosystem, I think many more things have to be done. And IIT Madras opening a center will be a very, very good right step in that direction. And I wish all the best to COSET and IIT Madras. And what I can say is we will try to support whichever way we can. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. So I now request Mr. P.K. Banerjee, Executive Director, Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, to address us, please.
Good afternoon. My honor, privilege and pleasure to be part of this esteemed dignitaries sitting on dais, Dr. Qureshi, Dr. Preeti, Professor Kama, Professor Manu, Professor Shankar, and of course Karthik and all other fraternity from academic world. I think the vibrant society, the Viksit Bharat dream, aspiration and realization of this India growing and becoming third largest economy, and then also we becoming one earth, one family, one future, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam concept with a world where actually we aspire to be in. I think electrification is a very, very important part. I represent Indian automobile industry. So 4 very clear deliverables before us. 1, national priority dictates the actions. So energy security is far and foremost consideration, knowing that we are energy hungry, aspiring nation looking for mobility for every individual. We are far actually underdeveloped in terms of giving our populace the mobility needs. Therefore, MHI, the patron ministry, and here Dr. Qureshi, the leader who is patronizing automobile industry's growth. Because growth comes with the trade-off of the challenges in its wake, and you know that it's the energy security challenge, GHG reduction challenge, the challenge of air pollution. 22 cities are actually most polluted in the world, and also we have a self-reliance target, knowing the geopolitical uncertainty we have recently seen. And thereby, as an automobile industry representative, we have to decarbonize transportation. And decarbonization transportation has a very clear goal of short-term, medium-term and long-term. Short-term, you know, the ethanol is being led by the MHI. So E20 has happened. We are trying to expand 15% gas in transportation. LNG, CNG is a near-term solutions. ICE, really do we need to really give up? Is the ICE engine is dead? I think we Ganeshan, when I worked in 37 years back in this laboratory, coming from IIT Mumbai, I think that time ICE engine was my love. So 37 years in ICE engine. My son also graduated from this institute 2019. I believe that let the thousand flower gloom concept and multi-path powertrain options will continue to remain. Whether it's a hydrogen ICE will be the future, and whether it's all electric. But I think the information which is shared by all of us, 4% of the vehicle contributes 16% of the pollution. Small efforts in few number of vehicles will result you the best energy solution of 45% security. Also, we have a very limited resource. A prioritization point of view also, that trucking deserves to be seen with a very different angle and different lens. So whether it's a electrification of ZEV, we have to migrate to. And as it is rightly said that we missed 3 or 4 revolutions in our lifetime, and this is one opportunity we must seize. We should not give up. And more importantly, in this connected world, the software-defined vehicle concept is emerging, and India is having a power race. The doyens of industry and academia sitting here, my only limited point is that a rising India, aspiring India to become a Viksit Bharat cannot happen if academia industry collaboration is not properly supported under the vision of the Government of India. And this is the opportunity, this is an example I think we must seize. And Professor Kama, your leadership is impeccable. And the vision of the Government of India on behalf of Dr. Qureshi, 37 years, I have never seen government has such a clear vision and such a supportive role. I think time is right, and it's a cusp of moment where we should grab this opportunity of industry, academia collaboration to be replicated, implemented in a manner which ISCSR or maybe ICAR projects or maybe the incubation center of IIT Chennai, which has shown. I think such many more replication of the effort should happen across the country, whether it's a fuel cell effort, whether it's a green mobility through hydrogen. Ultimately, electrification will be showing the path, and we have a powerhouse of IT knowledge. We have a young generation demographic dividends. So I think all stage is set. We have to just reap and act and take this country to its glorious past where it deserves to be. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Professor Kamakoti and Professor Manu to honor our guest with mementos, please. First to Dr. Qureshi. No. Dr. Preeti, please. Mr. Banerjee, please. So, thank you all for attending this function. May I request everyone to rise for our national anthem.
शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 जय
Thank you everyone for joining us, and thanks to all the dignitaries for sharing their thoughts. May I request everyone to join us for tea in the annex dining hall across the room, please. Thank you and have a good day.
வெளியில போடுங்கம்மா. ஆதி இந்த பக்கம் வா ஆதி இப்படி வா
காலியாக இந்த பக்கம்
இல்லை இங்கே போட்டால் வாட்டம் வரும்